The food system. What is it? The food system is the path that our food travels from the field to the fork. This system is interrelated and interdependent. In a natural environment, one cannot exist without the other. Local food stories help our economy and help consumers know exactly where their food comes from. This amazing path connects farms to people and people to their food. Let's find out more about a food story. There are 5 main parts of a food story. The story starts with production, moves to processing, then moves to distribution, then moves to consumption, and ends with waste. Then the story begins again. With our subtropical weather and 4 different regions, South Carolina food stories are unique. This South Carolina food system story focuses on distribution. Distribution is the process of dividing and delivering food to different places. But to find out more, we have to ask.
Esta es una historia de South Carolina.
What's my South Carolina food story?
If it's grown somewhere and legal, we sell it.
The first thing we need to ask, what's distribution?
We're the guys that make it happen between the grower and the end user.
So I guess distribution for us literally means getting the product brought to us by small farmers to the next point where after that it'll go straight to the consumer.
How would you describe distribution?
So Grow Food is a aggregator and distributor, so we're kind of the step between a producer or processor and a retailer or institution or restaurant.
We get the orders and break them up into what they need and get that delivered to them.
What areas do you distribute to?
We service the southeast from Florida to Virginia, a little bit into DC, and over to Alabama and Tennessee.
We focus really on sort of the Charleston metro area. So we have, some people out on Kiowa and, Sullivan's Island, but we have a lot of restaurants in downtown Charleston and West Ashley and Mount Pleasant.
So how does distribution really work?
Well, we'll get it all grouped up so it can go to that restaurant and they'll get everything they need, as opposed to having to go to individual farms and trying to find each of those 13 different things at an individual farm. They can come to one place and get them all.
And based on contracts that we've had, set up previously, we'll load that onto a truck and take it to a restaurant or a retailer or, the College of Charleston.
Majority of our business are your roadside markets. We do delivery on some, but most of the customers like to see the product and pick it out themselves. So we have a display area and our customers can come in and they're met by our salespeople and they pick out what they want and we pull it and load it on the truck and off they go.
Who do you deliver to?
Pretty much everything, everything from a mom in her kitchen to the hospital system, the military, restaurant, privately held restaurants, corporate restaurants. If they use produce, we sell it to them.
What I love about Grow Food is it takes a lot of that guesswork out of the farmer's job, and instead of putting all of that pressure on them, we allow farmers to focus on growing food really well, and then Grow Food handles all of the other components of it, and allows the farmer to do a better job at what they really want to be doing, which is growing food.
And what types of produce do you distribute?
So really any specialty vegetable, so asparagus, broccoli, squash, lettuce, tomatoes, whatever, but a couple of the sort of special things, we have pecans, we have rice, some other milled grains, and we love our strawberries, we have other different types of citrus. We just started doing eggs and liquid milk as well, so just about anything that we can grow and produce in South Carolina that is eaten. And we also have processed product that comes to us, so we have a canola oil company that presses canola oil that's grown in Georgia and South Carolina, and then we distribute that for them as well, and cheese, and so so really runs the gamut.
And why is distribution in South Carolina so great?
We work a lot on, providing training. So we just did a big food safety training to teach a lot of farmers about how they can make sure their product is up to the standard that retailers want.
This South Carolina food story of distribution tells us that produce distribution in South Carolina occurs all day, every day, rain or shine. These 3 distribution centers were highlighted, but there are many other produce distribution centers in South Carolina. So what's the moral of the South Carolina food story?
The grower, he's got to be one with the land. I never was really one with the land.